Hello. Okay. Hey guys, Unmasked Joker here, and we're gonna talk about the amazing digital circus and kind of go through the series. This is kind of a review of the series. I did kinda, not gonna lie, I did kind of go through and kind of really look at these and kind of wanted to kind of say that my original video was kind of off. I had not slept. And I think my opinion has kind of changed a bit, uh, overhype and all that. But yeah, I kind of wanted to kind of go through the series as a whole, and there's gonna be there's gonna be a point where people are probably gonna get mad at me for a lot of stuff. But before we get started, warning: the following content you are about to witness has some cursing and other things. If you get offended by it, I really don't care. Um, take your comments to the comment section, and I'll address them as time goes on. So, for people who don't know, Glitchworks Productions are the guys who created with Gooseworks. They are the creators of the Amazing Digital Circus, and if you guys don't know, it is episodes 1 through 9. The whole series is a full 9 episodes, kind of like a lot of their other works. So yeah, where do we begin? We're starting off with cast. Cast of characters is Ragatha, Pomni, Jax, Kinger, Zubul, and one other. I always forget their name, but they're the cast of characters that were popped into what is known as the Amazing Digital Circus. And there's also Kane. How could I forget about Kane? Who is basically the ringmaster of the whole thing. And the main character, Pomni, from a lot of people's perspective, she is the kind of the new guest of the digital circus, and Kane is sending all of them on crazy and wacky adventures and kind of like doing all kinds of things while everybody is kind of like off. Pomni tries to escape in the beginning, but only to accept the circus and kind of go along with it. We get a lot of crazy adventures, a lot of amazing episodes, and kind of go through the series. Each episode's about 30 minutes long, 30 to 40 minutes long, with the finale being an hour long. We are going to talk about a lot of the things that happen in it and a lot of decisions that were made that were, in my opinion, really dumb. But yeah, if you guys watched the original video, I was pretty excited about the last episode. There are some things that I did change after rewatching it a couple times and kind of go over it. And a lot of the kind of the gripes that a lot of people have are true. So it isn't until episode 7 where it kind of starts going downhill. Not in terms of quality or, voice acting or anything like that. It's where the pacing gets too fast. I noticed in episode 8, in episode 8 that the pacing started to accelerate a bit. And I kind of figured that episode 9 would be the final episode after they announced it. Now, this is where a lot of people are going to get pissed at me, but it is what it is. And if they don't like it, then it's just my opinion. My opinion is my own. But the fans are the problem. The fan base, the fandom really, really needs to chill the fuck out. There were times where during the production of this series, so many people, and I get it. This series is, 448 million views in. What was it? The last episode was 65 million. Episodes. Every episode was at least in the millions of views, right? So it's like how episode 1 was 500 million. I mean, but that's not even counting the Netflix views and everything else. But it's like, you guys have to understand, these people are human too. Yes, they make mistakes, but the big issue is just how toxic the community had been, and the absolute, like, really the absolute attack on the creators, fucking just everything. I saw bits and pieces of it. I didn't see all of it, but there were snippets that I saw that were really fucking annoying. And this is 100% for the creator. I'm going to stand up for the creator for once. I hate to tell you this, and this is for everyone. And I'm going to say this to everyone, like any person who's ever given them shit or anything. You're not the main character. They are making their own story. And yes, not everything goes to fucking plan. Okay? Give these people a break. And people are going to say, "Oh, you're a hypocrite. You shit on Dead by Daylight devs all the time." Yeah, they've had 10 years. Okay? This series started 2 years ago. Okay? They're a small team. There are differences. Like, the thing is, and people don't understand this, when I give Dead by Daylight shit, I give it to them because they've been in this business for 10 fucking years. They are 10 years into a game that should not have any of the issues that they have. Hell, they're going through repeat bugs and issues. So I'm sorry if I give, if I start stabbing dead behavior in the fucking throat while I give Glitchworks a pass on a lot of stuff, because again, we are all human. We do make mistakes. So, but the fandom aside, them being, extremely over the top and toxic, and I get it. You like something, you really want to support it, but your frustrations and things, I get that. But for the fandom and for the community, we need to really stop fucking attacking developers unless it's warranted. Unless it's actually warranted. Trying to get the final episode in theaters, which they did do, and they couldn't cover everywhere, it's not Glitchworks' fault. It's not Gooseworks or Glitchworks. It's not Gooseworks' fault or Glitch Productions. It's none of their fault. It is 100% these theaters. Remember, these are businesses. These businesses have, they got to pay bills. And they have other things that they want to do. They have promotions and all this other material and stuff. There are there's all kinds of things. There are lawyers that have to get involved. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes in order for this to work. Okay. So, like, people bitching, moaning, and complaining is not going to help the situation unless it's warranted. If for some chance that, Goose basically fucking was a terrible piece of shit, then it'd be understandable. But no, they tried their best. And it's like, I saw snippets of shit where we were giving a bunch of misinformation or horrible ass shit, and it was pointless. It didn't do anything but cause problems, and which led to the creator's burnout. I can guarantee that's probably what it is. This is a speculation, but they had basically said that they were burnt out of this series, and rightfully so. It kind of feels like that was the reason for the rush production, is the community and the fandom were getting so, like, over the top, obsessed and all this other stuff, that Glitch and Goose decided just end it early, rush the story, rush the plot, because honestly, could have dragged this out a lot sooner. I mean, if you watch the sequence of the episodes all the way to 7, 8 and 9 are the ones that really kind of felt a bit rushed. Like, they were trying to push the plot ahead far faster than they wanted to. And it's very prevalent in episode 9 that was the case. Because we could talk about it and kind of go through really everything, because there's a lot more that could have been done. But I mean, episode 1 was good. It was kind of the beginning where they kind of introduced the characters and everything. Gone through this. The beginning was just like introducing like Pomni, Jax, Ragatha, and all the other characters, and kind of like giving backstories. Episode 2 was just kind of just funny, goofy, haha, hee hee. Episode 3 terrified me. That fucking angel, dude. That thing haunts my nightmares. Y'all cook with that one. That was fucking horrible. I hated the whole like one side is having like the time of their lives, and the other side is just like, oh, it is what it is. And the other side is like, oh my god, we're going to hell and all this other horrible shit. Oh god, it was a treat. And I'm trying to be vague because I kind of want people to watch the series if you haven't already. But episode 4 was just like a fast food kind of like adventure, which, context, I have worked in fast food. I have worked in restaurants before when I was younger, so I understand the kind of like weird dynamic that happens in restaurants. So it's like, I mean, it's like your first job when you first start out working after high school and shit. So it's like, it's crazy. Then you have Untitled, which is kind of like a rapid fire, go hee hee ha ha. This one was really funny. It was a really good, like, interesting thing where it's like, oh, we're gonna have like the cast like go to things that they want to do, and we're gonna do it in rapid fire succession. And then this episode 6, was actually a interesting episode because it actually had to tie in with their Twitter. During their Twitter feed, there was a contest between all the characters, like who's the most popular one. And I guess like they like not Jax, but Kane was like super upset because he was like not picked for it. And then they made a joke out of it. It's like, oh, it's Ming, everyone. Like it was saying it was me. So they made a joke out of it, and he's like, now it's awkward. And it was really funny. But episode 7 was kind of where it started, like, they started slowly bringing out the plot. It wasn't fast paced. It felt like they actually could do like scenes and stuff. And they were starting to get it out, and then on the final episode, and then after this is where they started. Like episode 8 is where it just the plot is just lightning fast. And it was really like just absolutely like they turned the plot into like they went from a 4 to a 10 on just speed. And actually, if you went to the theater showing of episodes 8 and 9, they were actually combined into making a full-length film. So episodes 8 was the beginning, and then it went to episode 9. So I would actually consider episodes 8 and 9 to be considered the same episode. So honestly, technically, there's only 8 episodes and not 9. But I digress. So these I would consider a movie. I'd say this is the Digital Circus movie, and then these are all like episodes. Episode 8 was kind of like where they kind of kicked it into like high gear, where it's like, okay, we're seeing, Kane kind of going insane, and now it's starting to like get real. And then at the end of episode 8, which I'm actually going to mute because I don't want copyright, we go to episode 8, and then on episode 8 we have the Gooseworks logo. They're doing stuff, and then all of a sudden you get, last but not least, The Amazing Digital Circus episode 9, the grand finale, June 19th. Now, this was crazy to me. I was like, why would they end such a popular series? And why? What's the point of this, right? It was insane to me because it was such a popular series and things. but it was due to burnout. The creator has voiced on Twitter that they're due to mental health, burnout, and some other things. Um, just keeping their mental health, healthy and stuff. That they were burnt out of the series and wanted to move forward. But 100%, I do feel like it's either something happened with the fans where there was a conflict or something, or something general where it was like they got all this overwhelming, like there was some negativity because during the whole like theater thing, there were a lot of people who were complaining and stuff and all this other crap. But yeah, and then let's talk about episode 9. So episode 9 was too compact. I actually rewatched it today, and it wasn't until like the beginning part, probably about 50 a minute in, is where it just takes off. And the problem with it only being an hour is that they had to cram so much into an hour, right? Because they could have fleshed this out. This whole episode could have been fleshed out a bit better, and they could have gone through backstories and things like that a bit better. Because again, we really haven't gone into any of the other characters. Like Pomni and Jax are the only two who have really been like. It was more Jax than anything. Jax was the main like. Oh, his story was told, but we really didn't get a Pomni, a Zubul, a Ragatha, or I don't remember what her name is. But or Kinger. Kinger kind of got a little backstory with him being a programmer for CDA, but there really wasn't anything big, and it really felt like only Jax was the focus, and it kind of felt a little off at times because while it was interesting to see Jax's perspective on things, it didn't really. And Ragatha in the 4th episode did get, or in the 8th episode did get a little snippet, and it kind of went into all their backstories, like all their greatest fears when they were being like tormented by Cain on the is it it was the 8th episode, yeah. Yeah, the 8th episode. So, yeah, overall it was from episodes 8 to 9 that it felt a bit more rushed. I mean, episode 7 was building up, but episodes 8 and 9 were just like it was going too fast. Like there was parts in this episode that could have been fleshed out better. I mean, when you go to the point where, Pomni is like doing a whole bunch of stuff and kind of going through it, they didn't really kind of go through it. They kind of did like a training montage where, everybody's coming through, they're talking about it, working on it and stuff like this. And then instead of like showing the anguish Jax went through before the end, because like he's just walking around and there really wasn't much dialogue or context to it. He comes over to Pomni, is gonna say something, but instead he just says, "Never mind," and then the inevitable happens, and instead of him, being with the cast, he abstracts. Now, the abstraction itself was a little shocking because I didn't think they were going to make Jax abstract because, I mean, they even said it in the episode itself that he was the, like, kind of the joke character and he was kind of the goofy character. So it was a little off. But again, it's like after this segment where, all they're hugging, they're crying and stuff, this really just turned into the Jax episode because, like, you have all this like crazy shit for Jax, and it's like Jax and Kaufmo, and then like throughout. I mean, this segment right here, this is all Jax. right here, all the way from 12. Actually, honestly, you can even go farther back because, I mean, from the beginning all the way to at least like 35, 45 is just that's all Jax. His backstory, and even then, his backstory was heavily rushed. I mean, when you go through all the stuff that he like did in the circus, I mean, as soon as you go here, he wakes up. I mean, you see the car scene, him, but you see the kind of the glitch motion, and he wakes up in the circus, and there's no dialogue or context or there's nothing to go into these scenes. It's just really just like jumping around. Like it kind of sucks that they didn't really give a lot of like there was no backstory for the characters. There was no. It just really sucked, man. And it could have been a hell of a lot better. Like it really does feel like they kind of dropped the ball with with the series in towards the end. Like it felt too rushed, and like honestly, in the moment, I realized that now that all the hype has kind of died down and stuff, and that's kind of why I didn't want to like. It's why kind of one of the reasons why I stopped like doing stuff when it's like I first watch it because I kind of need to watch it like 2 or 3 times in order to kind of like get it like through the whole section. I will say this that a lot of the good stuff of the series is kind of the fan made stuff like a Jack song, who cares, and other things that I've seen. Absolutely crazy. The one thing that really like shocked me was Jackson Pomney going to Fortnite. Like that shocked the hell out of me. I didn't realize that they were going to get the amazing digital circus.
Fortnite thing?
I want to see this.
Welcome to a very special circus announcement. It is with great pleasure that I can finally announce.
Is this gonna be the Fortnite thing?
What? Who told you that?
I don't know. I just feel like it makes sense. Right? Plus, it would explain why Jonesy has been here the past 2 weeks.
Ha!
Oh, I was wondering who that was.
Aren't I a little short for Fortnite?
Any more questions?
Aren't I a little short for Fortnite?
You're not going.
Oh.
That's okay. You can still hang out with me.
Oh yeah, they need a pickaxe too.
They need a pickaxe. That's amazing. Oh my god, dude.
I think we need to abandon the idea of getting the victory royale.
That's funny. That is really funny. Anyway, but no, I mean, and you can see that a lot of people like reacted to it, like Venom Melon, Iron Mouse. I mean, glitch or not glitch, but Alicia. A lot of fucking people reacted to it. Shenpai, Zamber, just a bunch of people. A lot of people kind of reacted to it and stuff, but it is kind of bad that they kind of ended it, at least in the faction that they did. Now, was the series great? Yes, it was a great series. It was something that like was really popular, and it actually surprises me that they ended it because of just how popular it was. I mean, fuck, the final episode had 65, and it's only been a week. So, I mean, it hit 1 million within the first couple hours. But what I really would have liked to see in it, I mean, final episode was great. Did fantastic. But I gotta say it. The show could have used a lot more time to kind of run. They didn't run it the way that it could have been. I wish they kind of like built up the mystery a bit more, kind of gone into the characters. I mean, again, we didn't really go into, Pomni. We didn't go into Zubul or any of the other characters' backstories. It was really mainly Jack's, honestly, and throughout the series. I mean, there was slight mentions when they were in the bar, like talking amongst each other, like finding out Pomni's like an accountant and stuff like that. But I don't know. I just really wish it would have been bigger and better. Like they had kind of like taken a little less, taken more time to kind of bring these episodes out. Honestly, if they gave another 9 episodes to kind of flesh it out, it probably would have been better. 9 to 20, just kind of end it. Like 9, or make the episodes an hour long each, and then the final episode being 2 hours. Because they very well could have fleshed this out a bit better. But it just felt like they were trying to like cram everything in, and they like took stuff out. It was really there was a lot more they could have done. But yeah, so for this, yeah, I'm just gonna say it. I mean, the series is great. Characters are phenomenal. Voice acting was like top notch. Like you couldn't cast a better cast. I mean, Michael Kovac, Ashley from fucking Honeycast being in it. I mean, there's a group of people that are in here that are just phenomenal voice actors, and hell, you can even watch them on YouTube playing like games like Left 4 Dead and other things. So there's no end to the kind of craziness that you'll see. But yeah, to that, now after watching it for a third time, because I've seen this 3 times. First time to get the hype out, second time it's like 3 times. I did delete the old video because I was like, that's a little hyped. I am going to say this. I feel like this was the best way they could have ended it. Kind of like what I said in the original video. It was the best way they could have ended it in the time frame that they had. And it does and does not hurt the show. And it hurts the show in a way, but not enough to kind of like crush it. But they are definitely going to need to kind of like, there's something that could have been done better. Hopefully, the hype around the show is, enough to where they can kind of go into a season 2 or, do something to kind of like fill the gaps and stuff and kind of like do like a side story or something. But I mean, hell, we didn't even get any of the original cast members, the original, like the people who were in the circus in the beginning. So hell, and it would have been nice to know what happened with Kinger's wife or any of the other characters, or why Kinger's wife abstracted. So I don't know. But anyway, guys, it's gonna be it for now. The final verdict for Amazing Digital Circus, it was a 7 out of 10. Was it a great show? Yes. But there was a lot of problems that could have been avoided. Not because I don't love the show, because I do. I've watched it 3 fucking times. It's that they could have done a better job of fleshing out. Hell, they could have given 4 episodes per character, and it would have been a better idea than to like like episode 1 through 4 is Pomni, and episodes 2 through or 4 through or 5 through whatever is, Zoople, then Jax, then, they could have had episodes dedicated to each character, at least 3 episodes per character to kind of go through their backstories and kind of like do something. But yeah, 7 out of 10. It's a good show. I highly recommend watching it if you haven't already. I mean, there's fucking 65 million. I mean, episode 1 had like 455 million views. So yeah, I doubt no one has ever not heard of it. So, and it's on Netflix. So if you want to watch it there, and if by some chance the creator does see this video, just know that your burnout is understandable. I even tweeted about it because there was talk about it. Take care of yourself, your own mental health, and like don't listen to anyone who's giving you slack or anything, because you created an amazing story. Despite the 7 out of 10, ignore that part. Ignore that. But despite the whole process and everything, I do feel as though you've made an incredible series, characters, etc. Don't take what people have said to heart and kind of try to move forward and try to like do what you can to kind of make yourself happy. I know it's probably not it's gonna be a while before you create something else, but just you and the crew just take a break and come back to something when you get a chance. But that's gonna be it for now. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Like and subscribe, and bye.